Hey guys, it's Rose and welcome to this video. Today I'm actually posting on my birthday. I'm turning 28 today, so yay! Today is just going to be a good old-fashioned favorites video. These are going to be products that have been favorites really like the first chunk of the year, maybe even a little bit from like 2018, but just stuff that I really can't put down. I did actually film swatches and me putting on some of these products, so when I get to those products I'll show you applying them. So we're getting real professional on this channel. But yeah, let's just go ahead and dive into my favorites. Some of these are new products, some of them I might have mentioned before, but these are really just products that I've really been loving lately and that I feel like I should share with you. So let's start with the one non-makeup product, and that is the Bedhead Masterpiece Hairspray. This has been recommended by Jam Beauty 89 or Jessica here on YouTube. She's been talking about this for years. I really have never used a ton of hairspray in my very curly hair. And I really love this. I use this on my hair all the time. I use it on my wig and it works very well. It doesn't like crunch up too much, and it's also easy to brush out at the end of the night. So if you have curly hair, I would say this probably would work really well for you. This does go on sale at Ulta all the time. I think I got two for $18 or something, and they're usually like I think $20 a piece. I don't know, I'll have to like find out. So I'm going to go through the order in which I put these products on. So we're going to start with foundation, and I am loving the E.L.F. Flawless Finish Foundation. I know I've talked about this before. I think I even did a tutorial last year where I talked about this. This is such a great foundation. I use the shade Pearl. It is such a good match for me. It doesn't make me look too yellow, too pink. It's relatively neutral. It's a little warm, but especially during the summer, I don't mind that. This has such a weird texture. It's almost like moussey and like fluffy, and I can apply this with a brush. I can apply this with a sponge. It looks great either way. Today I did do a sponge, and it gives it almost like really almost airbrush look to it. I really enjoy this foundation. It's not the most fantastic shade range that's ever been out there. If you can find a shade, I would suggest picking it up. I actually got scared because I thought that this foundation had been discontinued. I thought that E.L.F. had moved on from it, but I think maybe they reformulated or they came out with new shades or something. But I really love this foundation. I think it's like $6 maybe. It's definitely worth checking out. The next product are these Flower Beauty blush bombs. Took me like 6 takes to say blush bombs. I almost said it wrong again. These are so beautiful. They're so easy to work with. I am wearing the shade Pinched on my face today. It is my perfect everyday look sort of blush. I put this on for work sometimes. It just gives you a beautiful flushed appearance, and when I first got these I got so scared. I was like, oh, these are going to be too pigmented, and they blend out so good. The other shade that I have is Nectar. When I do a more warm tone look, I tend to use this one. And they're both so beautiful. I would be willing to get other shades in this, and I've actually seen a few people talk about these now, about how they really like them. I prefer to put them on with a finger and then tap them out with a sponge. I find that it gets the most diffused look, which is usually what I'm looking for with blush. And yeah, I would highly recommend these. They are technically drugstore. Flower Beauty is a little more expensive than your typical drugstore brand, but I know that Ulta sells these, and if you have Ulta points to use and you've been looking to get into cream blushes, this is a great start. The next product is also from Flower Beauty. This is the Flower Light Illusion Perfecting Powder. I really love this powder, and I'm not usually like overly impressed with powder. It's really good. I can't use this with every single foundation that I have. It's a little too mattifying on certain foundations. Like I have the L'Oreal Fresh Wear, which I do enjoy, but I do find on my skin, especially if I use this powder, it can look cakey. I have to use a sponge with that foundation. But with most of my other foundations, I used it today. It really does, like, it's not like too pigmented. I don't know if you can like see that. just enough where it's not a powder foundation, but it's certainly not like translucent. It does add a bit of coverage on like no makeup days, where I just put a little bit of concealer on and then put this all over my face, and it really evens everything out. I'm really upset that the shade range with Flower Beauty is so shitty, frankly. I'm really upset. I love Drew Barrymore. I'm really hoping that she expands her shade range, because I can't try the Light Illusion foundation that it's so dark. And then I tried the Light Illusion concealer, but it was just a hair too dark, and I can't use it. And like I'm happy that I can use this, but Flower Beauty, you really gotta expand your shade range, because I certainly would buy more complexion products if you did. The next product is the Too Faced Natural Lust Bronzer. I was kind of surprised when I fell in love with this. Too Faced has not really impressed me in like well over a year. I really wanted a new bronzer. I've been using the Butter Bronzer faithfully for a couple of years. I still have it. I still use it all the time. I wanted to get maybe more high-end bronzer, and I'd heard that Too Faced had really great bronzers, but whenever I would swatch them, like the chocolate ones, they always felt way too warm for me. And then I was in Ulta, and first of all, if you can like see the embossment with the peacock, and the packaging really is what drew me in. It's very like Art Nouveau, don't yell at me. It kind of evokes several periods for me in fashion and in history that I really love, like the Edwardian phase, which is between like the Victorian and the flapper, and it kind of bleeds into the flapper with the peacock and the birds, and it's just so pretty, very 1930s boudoir, and it drew me in. And then what sold me was the shade in here. You can see that there's two shades in here, and they just blend really well on my skin. You can barely, when I swatched this, like, I was like, oh, did I like do a bad job? Because I'm not great at swatching. I don't have enough practice. So I did it again. Like, I re-showed the product and like swatched it again. I was like, okay, let me like really get in there. But it's really just a buildable product, which especially for a lot of face products, especially bronzer and contour, they need to be buildable for me, or else I tend to look a muddy mess. So I actually have two highlighters to talk about. I'm still obsessed with highlighters. I know that a lot of people are kind of moving away from it. I still really love the really bling-in highlight, as you can see. And the one that I'm wearing today is from E.L.F. This is the Shimmering Highlighting Powder in Starlight Glow. I know that I've talked about this before. You can really tell that I've used this and that it's been loved. This is so beautiful. For my skin tone, it is like just bordering on being too dark. And it looks like it's going to be a super like goldy highlight, but it's just the perfect amount of goldy champagne sort of thing where this goes with everything. I really love the versatility of this product. Some days I can just swirl a brush in here, put a little dusting on, and it looks just nice and natural. Or today I used some MAC Fix Plus to really amplify it, and it just gets out of hand. This product is really great. It's E.L.F., so again, it's affordable. If you are looking for a highlighter and you are around my skin tone, I really think that you would enjoy this. Another one that I think you might really enjoy if you like the more crazy highlights is the Wet n Wild highlighting powder in White Raven. Here's the thing. I don't think this is available anymore. This is with their Gothographic collection. You can see that I've really used this one too. But I'm going to more talk about the shade than I am the fact that it's from Wet n Wild. Although if you do like highlighting really intensely, Wet n Wild powders are really great. I have a few of them. This is, it looks like it's white. I don't know if the camera doesn't look like it's picking it up. It looks like a white highlight, which it is, but when you like move with it, it really has this strong purple iridescence. It's so beautiful. On my more like gothy days, I really love to use this highlight. I like to use this as an eyeshadow. It's a good transformer shadow for certain looks. I really enjoy this. Wet n Wild highlighters are cheap, but really good. They've been spreading around the internet for several years now. They are worth it. Okay, so let's move to like the brows and eyes area. The first product is the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. I am currently using the shade, where are you, Brunette. I was using a darker shade to this and I liked it, but I do like this shade just a little bit better. I feel like this it matches what I need more. It's a little more cool toned than the darker one that I was using. How I do my brows is I will take, I use the Anastasia Brow Wiz because it's my perfect shade. It's a little darker than my natural brow, but I like darker brows. I will go ahead and fill in my brow and shape them as much as I can as possible. I don't have a lot of brow hair, and then I will go over my brows with this tinted brow mascara, and I kind of start like in the middle a little bit just in case there's any like chunkiness in here, because everybody who's used a brow gel or mascara or whatever knows that that happens, so that it kind of distributes things a little better. And I feel like on no makeup days, I will just use a spoolie that I have and put my brows up and run this through it, and it looks so good. It looks like I actually care about myself on a day where I'm kind of like just floating about. But yeah, this is a really, really great product. The next item is actually a brush. This is the MAC 224. This is like a pretty famous brush here on YouTube. A lot of people have it. It's a blending brush, and I got this around Christmas because I was like, you know what, I don't own any MAC brushes. Majority of my stuff is either from like boxes that people have given me or Morphe, frankly. So I wanted like a nice brush, and I'm mentioning this because of the shape. The shape is so perfect for me. I'm really trying to focus on my eye shadow and my eye shape and how to like work that. And this just fits so perfectly in here, and it blends everything so nicely where I can hold my brush like out here and it'll really blend seamlessly. And then and then I can hold it like a pencil and really like get in there to put on color. It's a very versatile brush. I really enjoy it. If you're going to get a MAC brush, I would start with the 224. Now for the big kahuna. I know that I've mentioned this on my channel before. This is my favorite palette of all time. This is the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette, the first one. I know that they've got a ton out now, but like, this is so dirty. I don't know if you can tell how dirty it was. This actually came where the highlight, like baked highlight, like fell out, and the Gemini shade, which of course I'm a Gemini, so of course that's the one that broke. But I really love the versatility of this. I can get cooler toned or neutral toned looks, kind of like what I'm doing, more pinky neutral today. I can do really warm looks with this. I can do all the way to cool toned. The shimmers in here are insane. I think that I swatched Aries and Pisces because these are just examples of how pigmented and beautiful they are without being like too much. I am wearing Libra all over the lid today, and I used a couple of the mattes here, and this is honestly one of my go-to palettes. If I don't know what I'm gonna do, I just always grab this palette. I love it so much. BH Cosmetics is available at Ulta. They also always have deals going on their actual website. So I think I got this for like $12 on a super sale like a year ago, and I love it. It's so worth it. BH Cosmetics, their shadows, from what I've seen, I have 3 palettes of theirs, and I use them constantly. I really, really enjoy them. The next thing that I'm going to talk about are the ColourPop, what are you, like Jelly Much shadows. These are so weird. They are such a weird consistency. They're very like moussey, and they're really kind of strange. There's definitely a learning curve to how to use these. I have 2 shades from the Villains collection. I have the Cruella de Vil one, which is Perfectly Wretched, which is this perfect like champagne-y kind of glittery highlight shadow. And then I have the Hades one, which is called I Own You, which is this fiery red glittery awesomeness. How I use these on top of other shadow is I will take it on a brush like my Morphe M421, which is a small little detail brush. I will kind of like scoop it out. I'll put it on the back of my hand and then work off the back of my hand. I have it in the middle of my eye today to kind of do like a nice halo effect. I love these for that, especially the Perfectly Wretched shade. Another thing that I really love to do with these shadows is I will take my little Morphe brush, I'll put it all over the lid, I'll take my MAC brush, dip it into some bronzer, and just fluff it out. and it looks so well put together because of all the color of the glitter in these. Like the Perfectly Wretched, it's really nice for like just a normal day where you don't want to do a ton of makeup but you want to look like you did makeup. And then the Fiery one, the I Own You, really like has a ton of different colors in the glitter, and it looks dimensional with only using this one shadow. They're a very interesting formula. I can understand how some people may find them difficult to work with. I think that they're great. If there's a color that really screams out to you and you have the money to get these, I think they're only like $6. I would certainly try them out. And then on the more expensive side of the spectrum, we have the Stila Shimmer and Glow, and then the Stila Glitter and Glow cream shadows. Everybody talks about these for a reason. I really, really love single shadows, cream shadows. I think that they can give you so much in your collection, and you can kind of pare down your palettes, and I really, really love these. The one in the Glitter and Glow that I have is Smoky Storm. I use this all of the time. I got this huge set after Christmas of like 6 of these shadows. 3 were the Glitter and Glow, 3 were the Shimmer and Glow. I use it all of the time. This is one of my favorite shades. It's kind of like a cool toned gold, if that makes sense. Like it's a cooler gold with a little bit of silver in it. I put this all over the lid. I do it underneath here all of the time to really make my eyes pop. I really love these. If you have Ulta points, if you have a gift card, if you're just looking to splurge, I really would recommend these. And then as far as the Shimmer and Glows, this is the shade Cloud, and it's this like fairy purpley iridescent goodness. The Shimmer and Glows are definitely more of a like strategic placement sort of thing where glitter can kind of hide itself a little bit if you screw up. These are really awesome for like cut creases. These are really good for highlighting. The shade Kitten is probably my favorite, but Cloud is a close second. These are really great. There's a reason why people love them. If you can get one, I would get one. And finally, lips. Let's start with the two like liquid lipstick kind of products. The first is the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick. I think that this might be my favorite liquid lipstick formula. This is in the shade Rubino. I wore this when I met Adore Delano. These are so good. They go on easily. They come off easily. They stay all day. Like, it's right. They stay all day without being crumbly. They do dry down, but they don't dry down to be super uncomfortable, which is what I hate. I don't mind reapplying liquid lipstick as long as it doesn't get patchy and like clumpy on top, which this doesn't. The color selections are really beautiful. I have a couple more of them. They're really, really awesome, especially for the darker colors. I used to really like the Too Faced Melted Mattes. I think I have one shade left. They're just too drying for me now. I really feel like if you like liquid lipsticks and you're looking for a comfortable formula, this is where you should go, is the Stila. Other sort of liquid lipstick type of thing are these new L'Oreal ones. I'm going to have to look for the name because I can't remember what these are called and it's not on the bottle. This is the shade I Create. It's what I'm wearing today. This has such a good applicator. It's a little like triangle. It's perfect. It catches a lot of the product right in that little catch-all there. It really cleanly gets around the lines. There are caveats with this product. I have a couple of shades of these because I figured out how to make it work. This is a relatively thin and liquidy, runny formula. You have to sort of do the line your lips and fill it in a little bit. You have to let that first layer dry if you want to go in for a second. This shade I do not really need to go in for a second layer. It's pretty opaque. I have a couple more. There's a brown one where if I don't do a second layer, it's incredibly patchy, but I have to wait for these to dry. However, it feels like I have nothing on my lips. It's really great. These do dry my lips out. I can't wear them every day, but these are just really good. They're at the drugstore. Honestly, the colors are really, really pretty, and I'm happy that I have a couple of these because I think that they're great. Now on to lipsticks. I've been getting really back into lipsticks. I think everybody is lately. I love my matte liquid lipsticks, but like sometimes my lips need a break. And the ones that I've really been enjoying are the, what are you called? The Becca Ultimate Lipstick Love lipsticks. I have two shades here. This one is called Dune. It's a really sort of like peachy nude that everybody should have. These are expensive. I know that a lot of people are like, oh my god, it's lipstick. Like, why do you need to spend that much money on lipstick? These are so comfortable, but they stay on forever. They smell kind of weird. Yeah, they smell kind of almost chocolatey but chemically at the same time. But the colors are so beautiful. And all three lipsticks that I'm going to show you today are around the same color family. In fact, I think that the cheaper drugstore one is a dupe for Dune. But the other shade that I have, I guess is actually part of that Khloe Kardashian thing. I don't know. I just really liked the shade. This is the shade Yours Truly. It is incredibly close to Dune, but a little bit warmer. This is my nude lipstick when I do a really warm eye and I want to tone it down. This is what I put on. It's so beautiful. These are so creamy. They're expensive. Take what you will. But I would buy more of shades in this, and I think that they're worth it. The drugstore lipstick is, again, from the ColourPop Villains collection. This is the shade Hades. This is basically a dupe for Dune. It looks a lot darker in the bullet than it does on my lips. It gives me the same effect as Dune. If you like the shade Dune but you can't afford it, I would see if this shade is available. I think that these are $6. Now you're probably thinking like, Rose, why do you have two lipstick colors that are the same? One, because I ordered this online, so I didn't know. I thought this was going to be a little more orangey. And I actually really like this formula a lot. This is a creme formula from ColourPop. I have a couple of their mattes. I honestly just really like the shade, and you know, sometimes you want to go for high end, sometimes you want to go for low end. You gotta have options. And the final category is lip gloss. I've never been a huge lip gloss person, and then this year for some reason it's just exploded. My love for lip gloss has emerged as never before. And the first that I want to talk about are the Dose of Colors lip glosses. This is another Jam Beauty 89 recommendation. These are awesome. If you like really opaque lip glosses, you're going to love these. I have the shade Can You Not, which is a really nude color even for me. I use this all the time right in the middle of, like, I'll put on Yours Truly, the Becca lipstick, and then I'll put Can You Not on. So good. I look like one of those Instagram models in my head. And then the other one is, seriously, it's a really nice kind of like dusty mauvey rose everyday color. These are really great for everyday. Not so much Can You Not, but especially Seriously is really good for everyday. I have this in my bag all the time. Really awesome formula. They smell great. They have like the big paddle, which makes it really easy to apply. They're not overly sticky and they last forever. Just really great gloss. Would recommend 100%. For like a middle of the way opacity, I have, of course, the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bombs. Everybody and their mother's dog loves these glosses, talks about them all the time. It's because they're fantastic. I have the original Fenty Glow, and I have Diamond Milk. I'm wearing Diamond Milk today, just in the middle of the center here. I wear this all of the time on like darker lipsticks. It makes you look like a fairy goddess. It's like this white iridescent with a lot of like white shimmery glitter in there. It's so pretty. And then of course the original Fenty Glow is supposed to be like a universal nude color. It's darker on me, but I love this for every day. This is, if I don't have Seriously in my purse, I have Fenty Glow. The applicator again on this is just so awesome, and everybody talks about the smell. They do remind me of the 90s, as Kathleen Lights would say. It smells like my childhood. These are just, they're so good. Like, these are one of those hyped products that are hyped for a reason. I really love these. Okay guys, those are all of my current real big favorite products. I really loved making this video. I think that talking about products that you love is always really exciting, and it's fun to watch, and they're some of my favorite videos on YouTube. So I hope that you enjoyed watching this. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. You know what? It's my birthday. Go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you're following me on social media. I'm very active on Instagram. I tweet as so often, and I do update my Facebook, so make sure you're following me. Go ahead and give me a happy birthday in the comments. Let me know that you're watching. Let me know what you'd like to see next, and I will see you in the next video.